Rogers, and tonight we travel to Hong Kong, the Cinderella colony, a rags to riches story with an uncertain ending. It is a city of Susie Wongs, schemes and dreams, skyscrapers and high finance, boat people and walled villages. Hong Kong is crowded. It is an urban beehive, noisy with traffic and shops, street markets and bargain hunters, and it is mad with money. Everyone chasing that glass slipper. Hong Kong is a city with a deadline, restless, urgent, caught between the paper politics of Great Britain and Red China.
Life, so they say, is but a game and they let it slip away. Love, like the autumn sun, should be dying, but it's only just begun. Like the twilight in the road up ahead, they don't see just where we're going, and all the secrets in the universe whisper in our ears. All the years that come and go, they got stuff always up. We may never pass this way again. We may never pass this way again. We may never pass this way again.
In 1997, the British lease on Hong Kong expires. Mainland China reclaims its long-lost territory, and 5.5 million lives dance in the balance.
Dreams, so they say, are for the fools and they let them drift away. Peace, like the silent dove, should be flying, but it's only just begun. Like Columbus in the olden days, we must gather all our courage, sail our ships out on the open sea, cast away our fears, and all the years will come and go, take us up, always up. We may never pass this way again. We may never pass this way again. We may never pass this way again. So I wanna laugh while the laughing is easy. I wanna cry when it makes it worthwhile. I may never pass this way again. That's why I want it with you. 'Cause you make me feel like I'm more than a friend. Lifetime journey, and you're the journey's end. I may never pass this way again. That's why I want it with you, baby.
The past is vanishing. The future, still out of focus. Hong Kong lives for today, on borrowed time and borrowed land. It crams work, money, and play into every day and every pocket, waiting for the clock to strike midnight and the capitalist carriage to collide with a new era. Kong is the child who left home poor and returned wealthy, not knowing what to expect as the horizon changes and dreams wait for daylight. When we come back, the women of Kam Tin, 900 years of tradition in a walled village. And meet the boat people of Aberdeen, living in the shadows of the skyscrapers. And survive the nights in Kowloon, the Suzie Wong district of Hong Kong. Hong Kong looks like chaos, like a human jigsaw puzzle with too many pieces and too little space. Parts of Hong Kong are the most tightly packed mass of humanity anywhere on Earth. Half the people of Hong Kong have less than 9 square feet of personal living space. Large families, 3 generations, squeeze into skyscraping government tenements. There is almost no place to go in Hong Kong but up. This is one of the noisiest cities in the world, but Hong Kong is not the chaos of first impressions. The waves of people are a massive labor force working 6-day, 70-hour weeks. There is no welfare, no social security. Everyone works, somewhere, somehow. The Hong Kong puzzle is a masterpiece of movement, the constant motion of people and products. It is a thriving economy and a striving people, held together by families who function like well-organized high-speed production units, motivated by pride, possibility, need, and 1997. Families live anywhere they can, and thousands live on the water. Many never touch land. It is a separate city, almost picturesque, a jumble of boats and buoyant spirits. But it is a floating slum. The boat people are outcasts. Scorned by the skyscrapers, they live in the shadows of Hong Kong's wealth. The Chang family came from China without money or education, looking for the promised land. For 15 years, they have lived in Aberdeen Harbor. 5 daughters were born on the boat. Daily life is anchored here. But the family shops for groceries on land and earns most of its $1,800 yearly income fishing in the South China Sea. The family prays to the goddess of the sea for life to change, and it has. The daughters work in electronic factories, and the grandchildren go to school. Still, the children say they are looked down upon. Today, life is hard, the family says. Tomorrow, they hope will be a new life in the mainstream, on land. Night falls and the Yip family of 5 comes home from a day of factory work and school. After 20 years in Hong Kong's oldest housing project, they are lucky to have 2 rooms. Other people avoid going home. Home is too claustrophobic, even for the middle class. And the nightlife is good distraction. For decades, topless clubs have fueled the legend of Suzie Wong. For others, the night begins a day's work. 800 women work at the Volvo Club. Each earn more than the governor of Hong Kong. Hired to dance and talk with customers, they are well-tipped hostesses. taxi dancers paid by the minute in the Orient's most expensive nightclub. And there are the poor man's nightclubs, where fortune tellers crowd the streets at night, predicting without confidence what will happen in 1997. And in the discos, young people dance like there's no tomorrow. The majority of Hong Kong's population is under 25, hungry for escape and privacy. Born and bred on consumerism, this generation is torn between spending while they can and saving for what the collective psyche fears is the end of the party. Late into the night, the Yips are playing mahjong, a game of clattering tiles as noisy as the streets. It is a national pastime. On Sunday, the Yips escape to the markets to push and shove through the bargains with some 1 million visitors who come to Hong Kong to do the same. The luxury Hilton Hotel plays host to the visiting shoppers, and prices in the Hilton shops are competitive with goods anywhere in Hong Kong. They have to be. The motto here is shop around. The Hilton theory, don't give tourists a reason to shop anywhere else. The hotel guarantees quality in the range of products foreign visitors come looking for. There is exquisite jewelry, jade, and diamonds. And more watches are sold and exported here than anywhere in the world. Almost symbolic for a city that runs like clockwork, a city where time is money, and time, perhaps, is running out. The Hilton offers the best in high-tech products, too. Brand names in televisions, cameras, and computers. You find here astounding displays of conspicuous consumption, and Hong Kong sells its reputation as shopping mall to the world. But the Hilton is true to its locale. You also find authentic Chinese artifacts and antiques, and merchants ready to share the mysteries of an urgent mix of East and West. Casting a cool eye on the consumer antics of modern Hong Kong are the women of Cam Tin. They live worlds away in Hong Kong's suburban New Territory. For 900 years, the Tang family, 3,000 relatives strong, have lived cloistered in a walled village. At first to protect themselves from thieves and invasion, now to protect the dynasty from change.
Where do we go from here, now that all of the children are growing up? And how do we spend our lives if there's no one to lend us a hand?
Century-old women run the village. The many Mrs. Tangs don't like skyscrapers, they don't like crowds, and they don't like foreigners, except for the money they pay to take pictures. The women have lived their lives working the fields, and city life, they say, is stealing the souls of the people.
If I'm telling you the truth right now, do you believe me? Can people play
welcome back the old men who sip tea with their songbirds. Before the volume is turned up in the city, people find a moment of peace in the practice of Tai Chi. The early morning shadow boxers say it is a way to build a wall against noise, a way to find internal space where no other exists. People turn inward here. It is a key to understanding the crowds and how people survive without exploding like a packed stadium or a building on fire. It is a way, too, to hold on to tradition. Another telling ritual is the birdcage walk. At dawn, old men and young walk their songbirds and take them to tea. The men say they identify with the caged birds, and they are treasured. There are whole markets, streets and streets, devoted to birds, and the men are back and forth looking for grasshoppers in the perfect cage, comparing birds and drinking tea. It is bittersweet, this understanding of songbirds. Hong Kong's wings are clipped. People do live in gilded cages, and immigration is restricted. Freedom here is a vertical concept, and that is why old men walk 5 flights of stairs to have tea with their songbirds. There are thousands of images to absorb in Hong Kong. Many take you back to the water. Fishing is still a way of life. It was the waterways that first attracted Britain. And there are vast oyster beds that stretch across the horizon. Quiet, surreal, hardly changing with the tide. People come to watch the sunset here, taking serenity back to the city. But there is another image here, the view of China across the bay. China itself is changing and depends on Hong Kong's productivity. But it is still the great question mark hanging over Hong Kong. There are 5.5 million people in Hong Kong, all with their own dreams. And no one knows whose foot that glass slipper will fit. Thanks for being with us, and good night from Hong Kong.
You're having a tough day. Well, if you think you got problems, you ought to see what the people on Geraldo got to deal with. Unbelievable. Watch Geraldo tomorrow at 4. It'll make your life seem a little easier.
So if you got a coat of arms, oh friend, I suggest we wear it. We are the people.
Air transportation to Hong Kong provided by United Airlines.
We are all